4,998 gone in 1 year. Been burned 85 in a week. The world's still clear. 6,000 run from Plateau Plains, no soldier near. December 25, the killers came, no Christmas cheer. 140 killed in Christmas raids, churches crushed like brittle bones. Pregnant mother, toddler, child, no names, just ashes, stones. They danced on pews we bled to build. They smiled while saints were shot and still they call it clan plot. The blood speaks, it don't forget, it don't forget. It cries unread. The blood still speaks. It stains the ground. It marks. It won't back down. Still speaks. Those who killed built houses for those who burn. But our mothers sleep in sewage. Our church is still unreturned. They call them reform fighters. We call them neighbors' graves. We bury the baptized. They rebrand the depraved. And every time we cry for help, they quote us stats and peace and hope on land where justice is deceased. The blood still speaks. In burning fields, in Boko smoke, in Gwaza's hills, the blood still speaks. In Sunday shoes soaked in red, inside the pew, the blood still speaks. From girl to God, from grave to sky, from ash to God. They killed us slow, they named it war, they blamed it tribe, they closed the door. But we know truth, it bleeds then burns, it waits in wells, it always returns. So build your silence tall and proud. Our blood will pull it down out loud. The blood still speaks. The blood still roars. It shakes the dome. It breaks the floor. The blood still speaks. From every name you failed to say, flames remain. The blood still speaks. Not for revenge, but for the king. The bitter end will not be this, will not be shame, will not be silence, will not be blame. The blood still speaks, and it speaks your name. We are still here. We are not the end. We are the witness. The blood still speaks.
have to fly back within the next 10 minutes. To you leaders, I've had this. To the victim, there is nothing I can give you, whether money in billions, but console you and promise you that this is, you have no light at the airport and have to fly back within the next 10 minutes. To you leaders, I've had visited. You have no light at the airport and have to fly back within the next 10 minutes. To you leaders, I've had this. I can give you money in millions, but and the people is all joy. No, the best. I've had the experiences of the past. Why is the past not a source of lesson for us I've listened to Jang. I've listened to Washington. I've listened to Nachawu. I've listened to the governor. Governor, you and I were elected on a promise of peace and prosperity, not to comfort and encourage widows and widowers. To bring prosperity as a promise, to bring inclusiveness as a government, to share the hope and aspiration of everyone, to lead our youths. And if they are represented here, let me give this assurance. I don't want to be here commiserating and consoling. I want to be here to establish peace. Leaders who have received us, who had accommodated us politically, I brought the symbol of this cap to break the shackle of violence, shackle of ignorance, shackle of poverty, shackle of hopelessness. We must break it together. I thank the men and women of the armed forces, particularly the police, for what they are doing and what they are about to do. You must unearth and find the killers. I'm glad IGP is here. I'm glad Coas is here too, Chief of Army Staff. I'm glad the Minister of Defense is here. Our dear leaders, I've been to Jos, I've enjoyed Jos in those days of peace. We've held our political activities here. Yaya Kande, I'm glad you are still alive. We thank God for you and many of you. Thank you. I used to point to your house where we spend the night, where the leaders, both the leaders of our politics, where I was active as a young man. You accommodated us. You opened your doors for us. Then why do we build a division? Our promise then was progressive development, improved standard of living for our people. Not to bury, but to develop. Immediately we returned to Abuja. The committee, as mentioned, you increase the number of leaders, including Natawe, the governor, and the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. The minister, thank you. Come see me, take numeric analysis. You are a data person. For the victims, let's see what we can do. For their losses, we cannot replace in human beings. But whatever we do to give them minimum comfort, we will. Thank you, Bosun Tijani, the Honorable Minister, for communication. Is here to give you assurance we are going to install immediately a network of cameras the law enforcement agencies to identify the troublemakers instantly. Over 5,000 network, but soon you can use some time and give the assurance, because the time is fine. If you keep talking, we will miss our way, and you don't have accommodation for us.
Good morning, Biafrans. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining. I would like to play that video again. But before I do that, first of all, I want to appreciate every one of you that is here. I want to really appreciate you for being here this morning. Okay, please, CNC Rock, CN Rock Morok, Mazi Ndewo, Daalụ rinne. Thank you for joining me. Chinyele, Chinenye Obiefune, 122, Nwanne Mmadụ. Thank you as well for joining me. Those of you who are watching anywhere that you're watching, if you want us to say hello to you, and as well spotlight your write-up, just comment on the comment section, and we are going to pick it out. Okay, yeah, I really appreciate every one of you this morning. I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Like and share, and continue to subscribe to my channel if you have not done that. Yes, it is very, very important what we are doing at this time. Biafra is our destination, and we will continue to enlighten our people, remind them of what our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our first Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa have always said about the evil of Nigerian state and what we know. Not only the ones our leader told us about, what about the ones that we know? Take for instance what happened in this video. Let me put it on the screen because it is very, very important. What you see in this video, it's really, really disturbing. What you are seeing in this video is really, really, really disturbing. Okay? Fulani jihadists, Fulani terrorists, they went to Plateau State, Jos, and massacred Nigerians. Nigerians were massacred. A lot of Nigerians lost their lives. First of all, there was no major outcry from the media. There was no major outcry, even in that evil contraption called Nigeria, except on that community that was directly affected by this incident. Okay? So, the Nigerian president the Nigerian president went to visit, said he wanted to commiserate with the family, to sympathize with the family. Something happened in Abeokuta. Instead of you to go to Abeokuta, you are going to Kwara. The Nigerian president, Tinubu, could not pick the courage, a president of a country, a president whose citizens were killed, a president that the community that he's in charge of is invaded by Fulani S-men, Fulani jihadists, Fulani terrorists, and kill a lot of people. The president did not have the courage to go to that consulate with the father. The president went to the airport and brought families that are directly affected by the massacre, victims of the massacre, to the airport. To the community. So the president now invited the people to come and see him at the airport where he's supposed to commiserate with them. It is really, really heartbreaking, and it's very, very sad. When he went there, he first of all, he started talking about light that they did not provide. Then you ask yourself, why? What was the reason why Tinubu cannot go to the communities to go himself? Why can't he go to the communities and sympathize with those who are directly affected by this act of terror? Does it mean he does not feel secure? And if the president is not secure, is afraid to go to such community, then it means the rest of the people who are in that community are in a very big problem. So it is really heartbreaking. It is very, very heartbreaking. that the president of a country whose people were massacred could not go to their communities to empathize, to sympathize with them. Rather, he went to the airport to show empathy to the airport. And in that airport, he made a lot of blunders. Started telling about his childhood friends and all the rest of them. He started telling them, "Oh, I cannot help you." Of course, there is something you can do. You cannot help them. There is something you can do. The only solution he preferred on them is to put CCTV. CCTV. Is CCTV going to be a solution to the killings that is affecting the people? Is CCTV going to protect the people? Oh my God. What kind of Nigerians, you are in a very big mess. Nigeria is in a very, very big mess. And this is what we have been telling our people for a long time. Nigeria was designed to profit certain individuals and certain companies and countries. Nigeria was not designed to benefit an ordinary man. So, as long as you still remain in that contraption and call yourself a Nigerian, you have a problem, that a very big problem to contend with. One of the problems is the government itself. And if the government is your problem, you know that there is no way, there is no way you can come out of that problem. There is no way, because the government is actually the problem that is the Nigerian people have. The government is the sponsor of the terrorism. The government cannot provide you security. It cannot provide you good life. The government have failed Nigerians in all ramifications. Their president visited them. Let me play again. So, Nigerian government have not shown any sympathy whatsoever. Nigerian government have not demonstrated in any form, in any shape or form, that the lives and properties of Nigerians means anything to them. So there is a very big problem, a very big problem, and that problem is the Nigerian government itself. The Nigerian government is a problem to Nigerians, and the earlier the Nigerian people rise up, the better for them. The earlier you rise up, Nigerians, and fight for your right and fight for what you believe in, the better. Otherwise, Nigeria was designed to destroy you. Okay? Nigeria was designed to destroy lives. Nigeria was not designed for the betterment of the people who inhabit that part of the world. No. So the earlier Nigerians rise up, and take the bull by the horn, the better for them. Very, very important. Biafra Free Energy Tech, my comrade, good morning from here as well. Thank you for joining me. So, Nigerian government is not concerned about the situation as it affects the Nigerian people. The Nigerian government knows what is happening, and there is nothing they can absolutely do to help you, Nigerians. The balls are in your court to rise up and defend your lives and protect your lives. Otherwise, he promised them that it will never happen again. Just yesterday, it happened again. People were running for their lives. The same judge that the president promised, oh, it will never happen again. This is to tell you that this consolation, this empathy that they have shown does not mean anything to them. And this is the reason why Biafrans should rise up and support the government that is in charge and responsible for the protection of Biafra land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told since 2012, the broadcast of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have always been to awaken the subconsciousness of our people, to make you understand that Nigeria was designed for the benefit of the British, that they don't care about our lives. They don't give a damn what happens to you. They don't care. So if the Nigerian government do not care about your life, what about you that is directly going to be affected? You don't want to take responsibility for your protection. We have a government that is now in charge of our liberation, asking you Biafrans to come and support this government so that we can be free. What you see happening in Jos cannot happen in Biafra land. But it can only happen in Biafra land if all of you continue to sit on the fence, if all of you continue to feel, not concerned. You don't want to feel concerned about the condition or the plight of other people. It is affecting Jos. It is affecting Plateau. But these people that are being killed, they are humans. They committed no crime. Their only crime is belonging to one useless Nigeria, claiming that they are Nigerian. That is the only crime. The people that are still killing them are the ones who were imported from other countries to come to Nigeria. They claim nationality in Nigeria, and they have been charged, they have been empowered with arms and ammunition to take over your land and your territory. And this is what they are doing. And nobody, the people that empower them cannot protect you. The people that empower them cannot protect you. That is the sad reality. I want to play it once again so that you people will listen to it, because it's very, very important. Oh my God. Un minute e mal, estava numa cena.
Like the airport and have to fly back within the next 10 minutes. To you leaders, I've had this. To the victim, there is nothing I can give you, whether money in billions but console you and promise you that this experience will not repeat itself. I take, for example, Favor Brother. I know the pain. I see how on the video you head on to Ayuba and the pain and agony in your heart. But it's only God who can give you joy.
So it's only God that can give them joy. We understand that. It's only joy that can give them joy. Only God. But there is something that the government can do for these people. The protection of their lives. Okay? So what you see that the government of Nigeria did in Jos Airport was just, it was something that it is a disgrace to the Nigerian nation as well as to the presidency. They stabbed the people that were directly affected on the back. Yes, because there was no empathy, there was no sympathy and empathy on their part. None whatsoever. If the president actually wanted to sympathize with this family, the president would go directly to the villages that are affected and console them. The president could have done that. But no, he went to the airport and invited the people to come and meet him there. The reason why we are saying all these things is for you Biafrans to understand that your position in Nigeria is very much threatened. It's threatened. And the earlier we join hands together to exit that Nigeria, the better for each and every one of us. Let us forget all this infighting, all this group creation of group, trying to feel as if the Biafran government in exile is not doing anything. This sabotage of a thing that have run so deep into most of your blood. Let us forget all about this. Let us focus on the cause by which we are here. And that cause is to get our freedom and make sure that our leaders who are in detention are released. And the only way that that can happen is through the action and activities, the lobbying effort of the Biafran government in exile, and our effort in what we are doing, in the support that we are giving this government. That is the only way that our leaders can be free from detention and we can be free as a people. Let me tell you how this American guy, I want you to listen to what this guy said about Tinubu and the government that went not to the directly to the people involved, but invited them to airport for the so-called sympathy or empathy visit.
President Tinubu, I want to know how you can shake their hands, the hands of the victims, while you shake the hands of the leadership in your government who are known terrorists, men you appointed who aren't even hiding it. How can you refuse to go to the villages where Christians are being massacred, but you'll meet with the victims with cameras on in an airport? That's called cowardice. How you can do nothing about the money that's being funneled directly to terrorists as your leaders sell off rare earth minerals to fund the genocide of Christians in Nigeria. How can you shake their hands when you hired a lobbying group in Washington, D.C. for $9 million to shift the narrative that there's no genocide happening in Nigeria? And I will tell you that me, along with the other influential Christian voices in America, will not be silent on this. You just fueled our fire even more. President Tinubu, I want to know how you can shake their hands, the hands of the victims, while you shake the hands of the leadership in your government who are known terrorists. And you even hiding. How can you the village are being you'll know what the cancers are. That's called this. Washington, D.C. for $9 million to shift narrative that there's no genocide happening in Nigeria. And I will tell you that me, along with the other influential Christian voices in America, will not be silent on this. You just fueled our fire even more.
I hope you understand what I'm saying. Because a nation that is on fire, whose citizens have been killed by terrorists, could not visit them. You could only go and shake hands with them and promise them CCTV. CCTV is what Tinubu promised all these people. That's the solution to the massacre in Jos. And another thing, you had it. He had the man say that the same Tinubu who is visiting these people in the airport, telling them that you're going to do something about it, is the same Tinubu who hired lobbyists in Washington, D.C. to say that anything like killing does not exist. So how does these things work? How does it work? You are the same government. You are the same government that want people to believe that you are fighting insecurity. At the same time, you are trying to downplay the effect of the insecurity in your country. You see that he is the one that is actually funding the insecurity. You see how they give bandits, they fund the banditry that is happening. The security officers say that, oh, that these people are our brothers. You saw how he told them that Rubadu said these people are our brothers. The Minister of Defense said that, oh, these people are prodigal sons. So therefore, these people who are brothers and prodigal sons are the ones who are carrying out the massacre of citizens of Nigeria. There is nothing absolutely that the government can do to protect the people that are being massacred. Rather, the government will do everything to protect the interests of those that are massacring the people. This is very, very sad. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. And that is why we are calling on Biafrans. Biafrans, Nigeria is not for us. Nigeria is not for you. Nigeria is not for me. The earlier we understand this, the better for each and every one of us. And that is why we are calling on you to support what Biafran government is doing in order for us to be free as a people. Today is yet another fundraising. We expect you Biafrans to come out in mass and support this freedom. Okay? Yes, there is a video about Riley Moore. Let me see where I can see when all these killings were happening. Riley Moore. We heard where Riley Moore was saying that, oh, that these killings are not acceptable. But the same Riley Moore that said that, oh, he has submitted a report to the American government was not bold enough. This Riley Moore that is here, I know why I'm leaving his picture here with the Plateau State governor. The same Riley Moore have not been able to advise the American government properly, has not advised the American government properly on the actions to end this genocide that is happening in Nigeria. You know the reason why? The reason is because of the lobbying efforts that is happening in Washington DC. That is just the reason. Because of the lobbying effort in Washington DC, that is why you can see no action coming from American government, because Nigerian government is spending huge sums of money to make sure that they are not held into account. And we are questioning the Christianity of Riley Moore. Of course, yes, he's a congressman and he was given that task to come to Nigeria, see things for himself, and be able to proffer solutions. Fortunately, he came to Nigeria, saw the atrocities that is being committed. He saw it. But after seeing it, what did he do? What did Riley Moore do? He made a recommendation to the Nigerian government, recommendation to the American government. Oh, that this is what and what they expect Nigeria. They expect Nigeria to, you know, act more. They expect Nigerian to act more in protection of the lives and properties of their. If Nigeria could not responsibility, it did not include the recommendation that would have put Nigeria on their toes, because that is the only solution. That is the only solution to the problem that we have in Nigeria. If Riley Moore have recommended that disintegration will be the solution to the atrocities, to the evil that is happening in Nigeria, if Riley Moore had made that as part of his recommendation, believe you me, by now, Nigerian government would have done something positively. At least they would have started negotiating with Biafrans on how to partition the Nigerian state. Yes, than allowing America to do the negotiating themselves. But because Riley Moore did not put that recommendation out there, that is why it became an embodiment to the Nigerian government. It becomes Nigerian government were emboldened because of that singular clause that they never saw in that recommendation. That recommendation, people expected Riley Moore to tell the Nigerian government, look, since you people are practicing Sharia, well and fine, that is what that is what you want, then have a Sharia state.
Not touch a single soul from today. If we encounter anything related to this, even a single
Please, I am multitasking, so when you see me doing all these things here and there, you know that I have other things that I'm doing, you know. So this issue of is something that Nigerians should reason very properly and understand that their government are actually their problem.
my background as a youth leader, I grew up being born from Angorukuma. We believe in one ideology, the sake of the dead, not by sickness, on the ground of genocide, to mandate all the youth that the issue of peace has passed. Since we have discovered every day and then innocent souls have been slaughtered without any reason continuously. As a leader, I'm telling us from today, the issue of peace and unity, we should keep it aside. Anybody that doesn't peace and unity, he should not touch a single soul from today. If we encounter anything related to this, even a single soul, mark today's date. Based on the ideology in which I grew, nobody will slaughter our parents again. Nobody will slaughter innocent souls from today. No child will be slaughtered on the plateau from today. Please, it's a stand without any fear. If you like, you tag your name Boko Haram, insurgents, Malaysian Army, Fulani Husband. You are all the same. On the plateau, there is no room for you. There is no room for you. From today, all the youth leaders know that you are a youth leader. You come close. You are not being given this mandate to go around. The reverend have said something. I'm being brought up in Angorukuma. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Deliberately that if you are coming in Denka, Ido, please, we must stand on that mandate. Nobody will take us unconsciously. From today, Matasa, Bakuka.
I want you to listen to
My
it again.
background as a youth leader, I grew up being born and brought up from Angorukuma. We believe in one ideology for the sake of the dead by sickness on the ground of genocide. I stand today to mandate all that the peace has passed. Since we have discovered every day and day, thousand souls have been slaughtered without any reason, continuously. As a leader, I'm telling us from today, the issue of unity, we should keep it aside. Anybody that doesn't like peace and unity, he should not touch a single soul from today. If we end anything related to this, even a single soul, mark today's day based on the ideology in which I grew. If or nobody will slaughter our parents again. Nobody will slaughter innocent souls from today. No child will be slaughtered on the plateau from today. Please, it's a stand without any fear. If you like, you tag your name, Boko Haram, insurgency, Malaysian Army, Fulani herdsmen. You are all the same. On the plateau, there is no room for you. There is no room for you. From today, all the youth leaders, if you know that you are a youth leader, you come close. You are not being given this mandate to go and sit down. The reverend have said something. I'm being born and brought up in Angorukuma. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Deliberately, as a leader, if you are coming in Denka, Ido, please, we must stand on that mandate. Nobody will take us unconsciously. From today, Matasa, Bakuka.
You can see this is the agony of a youth leader. He is a youth leader in that community, and he's feeling the pains of what is happening or what has happened in the community. If 90% of the youth in the community can rise up like him and have the same stand with him, they can root out all these terrorists from their community. The terrorists can be rooted out of their community if they can come together and defend themselves. Because after saying all these things and you don't stand to defend your community, the same people will come and buy you as well. The government is complicit. That is one thing I want you people to know. If Riley Moore will be seeing all these videos and see how people are lamenting, are crying, are complaining, I don't know why they should waste time in coming to the aid of the Nigerian people to make sure that they dissolve this evil entity, because if they don't dissolve Nigeria, more and more lives are going to be lost. Even as I speak, there are communities that are still under attack. There are communities that are still under attack. As I speak to you, communities are still under attack as I speak to you. So, why these things are going on, I want us to listen to what Riley Moore said when the Palm Sunday massacre came to his table. I want you to listen. I want us to listen very attentively because it It is very important. It's very, very, very important. Very, very important that people need to understand the area that these people are coming from. This is the Riley Moore. This is the man that came to Nigeria after a fact finding. He went to communities and saw what was happening or what happened in Nigeria. During that initial time that he came, people thought that solution have arrived, that the America is going to, of course, take responsibility and now bring Nigerian government to book. So Riley Moore was given enough time by President Trump to make a recommendation. But one of the things that is very much important that should have been in that recommendation was left out. And that was the outright dissolution of Nigeria. And since that recommendation came out, Nigerian government have been burdened. More people have been killed. More churches have been burned. More communities have been invaded. Because Nigerian government now brought out $9 million and shared it among lobbyists in America to go after people like Riley Moore and see if they can support their campaigns and see if they can support their cause. And once you accept money from Nigerian government, how can you have that buzz or that moral standing to now hold them into account? So this is what our suspicion is, that the Nigerian government have pumped money into most of their campaign organizations or corporations as well, and they are backtracking. That is why we are calling him out, because if you actually want a solution, if the West, if America wants a solution to the problem that Nigerians are facing, to the insecurity, the killings, the only solution that is authentic, verifiable, that it can confirm, that can bring an end to this terrorism, to these jihadist activities or actions in Nigeria, is the solution of Nigeria. That's the only solution that will work. Otherwise, every other solution is Barbados or Babash. Because since time immemorial, Nigeria have demonstrated that it was never designed to benefit the ordinary person, and Nigeria was never designed to have any unity form of governance, or for the people to unify for one common cause. It's not going to happen. So I want you to listen to what Riley Moore said.
Congressman Riley Moore of West Virginia is a member of the House Appropriations Committee and has been warning about this escalating violence against Christians in Nigeria. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You've presented an official report to the White House. You've handed over solutions. Here's how we can end this Christian persecution. So walk us through what you think needs to be done.
Well, so this report that we presented to the White House was pursuant to the president himself and Chairman Tom Cole, the House Appropriations Committee, to investigate this Christian persecution and what I've been calling a genocide in Nigeria that's been going on. So we went to Nigeria. We went there. I saw it firsthand with my own eyes, the tragedy and horror that's unfolding there. So as you just reported, unfortunately, we've had 40 individuals who were killed at a Palm Sunday service, which is just tragic. And then on top of that, you had another 13 Christians killed by Islamic radical militants at a Christian wedding and on Sunday. So we have a number of suggestions in here of how the Nigerian government can work with the United States government to address this. But as President Trump has been very clear on this,
you see, that is my problem. Riley Moore understand actually that the people that are carrying out all these killings are terrorist Islamic fundamentalists, jihadists. He knows that it's the Fulani tribe that is actually responsible for all these killings. He knows that the hierarchy of the Nigerian government, it is the same Fulani that are controlling this government. How is he now advising the American government to work with the same Nigeria, the same Fulani? It is a Fulani man that is the chief security officer. It is a Fulani man that is a national security advisor. It's a Fulani man that is a vice president. How on earth are you going to work with same people that are in charge of the killings? That is the problem we have with him.
They don't address this, we're going to address it for them. Now, we'd like to do that in cooperation and coordination, but if they don't do that, if they don't step up to the plate here, we're going to start to take the lead on this. Now, currently we have 200 military individuals from our armed forces there training and working with the Nigerian military to.
The problem is that you sent a military, 200 people to go to Nigeria to work in order to train Nigeria. How do you think the Nigerian government is going to respond? Nigerian government is going to buy over all this military personnel that you send, because Nigeria have more money to spend. If Nigeria can spend $750,000 on a monthly basis, $750,000 on lobbying, then you put boots on ground to work with Nigerian government. The same Nigerian government is going to influence whatever training you are doing with them. Okay, since these boots are on ground in Nigeria, are Nigerians not being killed? Nigerians are being killed.
To try to address their capability gaps that they have there. We have MQ-9 Reapers there currently as well. And as you saw, we did have a Tomahawk cruise missile strike just around Christmas in Nigeria to try to address ISIS and Boko Haram, which also operate in that country largely unfettered, which is a terrible, terrible situation. But look, Nigerian government has been trying to make some steps toward this, but they're not doing it fast enough. Things aren't happening quick enough. And these things keep happening. So something's got to give here.
Riley Moore have acknowledged the fact that things start happening. Since you are working with the Nigerian government, since Riley Moore have put about 200 American troops on the ground in Nigeria, what have those troops done? Have Nigerians stopped killing Nigerians? Have the terrorist Nigerian government Fulani brothers and sisters have they stopped attacking communities? Have they stopped attacking communities, I ask? The answer is no. Nigerian government knows the best thing that they can do in order for them to be on a safer side. They understand how man works. All those soldiers that were sent to Nigeria, they are humans. They have their families back home in the United States of America or even all around Africa. You can imagine if $1 million or $50,000 is wired to their account, or $5,000 every month wired to the account. Do you think that those people will rise up to fight against Nigeria while in Nigerian soil? It is not going to happen. So Riley Moore have accepted the fact that even after he made that recommendation, people are still dying. So what is holding them from now coming with full force to hold Nigerian government accountable for all these killings? What are they waiting for? What are they waiting for? That is a question that everybody should now start asking. You gave a recommendation. In that recommendation, you left out a key factor that would have solved the problem for everybody in that evil contraption. That key factor is the dissolution of Nigeria. It was left out. Now, what solution have they brought in since after the bombing on 25 December 2025? Since the American troops are in Nigeria, have we seen any improvement in the security situation? The answer is no. So, it means that the lobbying effort in Washington, D.C. have influenced the decision taken by Riley Moore. Yes, $750,000 a month is a very huge amount of money. And all those soldiers that are staying in Nigeria can be influenced. $5,000 on a monthly payment to their account, they are not going to act. Neither are they going to relay the authentic information to the American government. So, United States should rise up and defend the people who they believe are or their faith. Christians in Nigeria are under constant threat, killings by the Nigerian state. The solution that is so much obtainable, the only solution is the solution of Nigeria. That is why we're calling anywhere that you are listening from. You have a duty, you have a responsibility. We have a government. We are not only going to wait for America to come and do all these things for us. That is why we are funding our restoration, we are funding our freedom. The Biafran Defense Forces in our homeland are the reason why all these things that are happening outside Biafra land cannot happen in our land. And these men and women need a lot of logistics. They need to be equipped, they need to be fed in order to continue the protection of our land. Women and children, where are you? Come and join hands and support your freedom. Today is our fundraising. We expect as many Biafrans that want freedom to come on board and support the Biafran government in exile's effort for the protection of our land. So, the ball is in our court. We must continue to show that we want to be free out of Nigeria. You can't say that you want to be free, you want to be you want to be free from Nigeria. You are not supporting actions that is going to bring freedom. Why people are supporting financially, you are not supporting. You are just only there on social media, or you just sit down and watch, or you are sitting on the fence. It's not good. It is not good. You have to come on board. Forget about who is in charge of the liberation. Ogechukwu Nkere, Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere, is the man that is there at the moment. Our first Prime Minister is incapacitated. He can't act as a Prime Minister from detention. You know what he said while our leader was in detention? That we are not going to take decisions that is coming from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are not going to take instructions from our leader. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can always advise. But whatever decision, whatever action that is going to be taken going forward, it is going to come from the Biafran government in exile. The same thing, one Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is in detention. He's not going to lead from detention. Come on board. We need to come on board and do the needful, supporting our freedom. is very, very important.
Congressman Riley Moore of West Virginia is a member of the House Appropriations Committee and has been warning about this escalating violence against Christians in Nigeria. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You've presented an official report to the White House. You've handed over solutions. Here's how we can end this Christian persecution. So walk us through what you think needs to be done.
Well, so this report that the White House was President asking myself and Chairman Tom Cole, the House Appropriations Committee, to investigate this Christian persecution and what I've been calling a genocide in Nigeria that's been going on. So we went to Nigeria. We went there. I saw it firsthand with my own eyes, the tragedy and horror that's unfolding there. So as you just reported, unfortunately, we've had 40 individuals who were killed at a Palm Sunday service, which is just tragic. And then on top of that, you had another 13 Christians killed by Islamic radical militants at a Christian wedding and on Sunday. So we have a number of suggestions in here of how the Nigerian government can work with the United States government to address this. But as President Trump has been very clear on this, if they don't address this, we're going to address it for them. Now, we'd like to do that in cooperation and coordination, but if they don't do that, if they don't step up to the plate here, we're going to start to take the lead on this. Now, currently, we have 200 military training and working with the Nigerian military to try to address their capability gaps that they have there. We have 9 Reapers there currently as well. And as you saw, we did have a Tomahawk cruise missile strike just around Christmas in Nigeria to try to address ISIS and Boko Haram, which also operate in that country largely unfettered, which is a terrible, terrible situation. But look, Nigerian government has been trying to make some steps toward this, but they're not doing it fast enough. Things aren't happening quick enough. And these things keep happening. So something's got to give.
So that is it. Thank you, Biafrans. I want to appreciate every one of you who have been part of this. Please continue to support your freedom. Today is our donation. We must continue to support the Biafran government in exile and make sure that we fund our freedom. Please, tonight, make sure you are part of the funding. You are part of those who are coming to support our freedom. Very, very important. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel and make sure that you support our Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere, our lobbyist alliance, and all that the government is doing to be free out of Nigeria. Airborne to the Biafran Defense Forces, and goodbye from here. Ndewo n'umu Chineke.